Once again, it's been a while. Welcome back to the most inconsistent podcast in the world.
We're consistently late. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
We're consistently like 3 weeks behind every single episode. But you should be thankful that we're here.
We are here, and we're on episode 24. Like that guy right there. Rest in peace to the great.
Rest in peace, Mamba.
Kobe. Episode 24, baby, which is pretty sick. We're coming up on a year.
We're
doing this.
Darn close to a year.
So,
like one more month and then it's like a year.
That's crazy. We're going to have a fire anniversary episode.
In like 2 or 3 episodes. Probably like 1 episode. We're going to make it. Okay, yeah, okay. We're going to do at least 2 episodes before that anniversary episode.
So it's on
episode 27.
Okay.
So we're going to do 25. We're going to do 26. And then 27.
That's a
good number.
27. Yeah, I
27.
like that. That will be perfect. But yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're watching. We're also glad you're listening if that's what you're doing.
If you're listening, you unfortunately couldn't see the cool Kobe poster.
The cool Kobe. Also,
yeah, go ahead. Look at this. We got our. Tell me this, and look at the cloud. You might not be able to see them, but the lights.
I'll do a wide shot. You should be able to see the clouds. You should be able to see our faces really well too.
Yeah,
but this
the setup.
This is a new setup. I think that we're gonna stick with this one for a while. We've had 7 different setups before.
A lot of different setups.
I think it's funny. The first few episodes we did, we weren't even together.
Yeah, we did that on Discord. I forgot about that.
We were like 40 miles away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I was at school. You were at school.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, let's start this, and look at us now. Episode 24, and we are covering the 2 biggest albums that have dropped this year, I would say. Yep. I would comfortably say the 2 biggest drops this year.
This summer has been wild for music. I mean, we've talked about it in the past few episodes, even though we've only done like 2 or 3 episodes this summer. But I mean, if you go back to our early 2021 music predictions, we were talking about how we were thinking all these artists were going to drop. Mm-hmm. And so far, I feel like we've been correct on a good amount of them, right?
We have been. Not only have we been correct on who's going to drop, but what it's going to sound like too.
Yeah, we got that on lock, dude.
I think that's just that comes with how much we've studied music now. We just listen differently. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I take a student's approach to listening to music now. Yeah. Kind of I have to learn about this. I don't want to just listen to it.
It's not just about the vibes. It's
exactly.
About what's behind the vibes.
What's behind the vibes. Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, we got Drake and Kanye. Probably, yes. That's what we were excited to do, too.
You saw that?
You thought it was just one picture, didn't you?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Stay tuned for more.
You don't even know what's coming.
So, yeah, probably the biggest rivalry in hip-hop as of right now. I mean...
Kind of surprisingly almost, too.
Yeah.
I thought they were chill for, a long time, and then all of a sudden...
They've had their, their disagreements in the past, back in 2018 with the old Pusha T, Drake, Kanye triangle, whatever.
Yeah.
But since then, I thought it kind of calmed down. But, I guess it's probably what happens when you have two of the biggest artists, in the genre, who both have big egos. And they both plan on dropping the same summer. What do you expect, right?
Not only the same summer, but the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that had to be on purpose.
Yeah. I feel like Drake was just waiting for Kanye to drop, and then because he announced Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy was done when
he was supposed to drop it in January or February. Yeah. And I don't know if it was the same music back then. Maybe he's updated it a lot, but then he tore his ACL or something.
He got injured and he couldn't.
Yeah.
He got injured and the musician could not drop an album. Load management. He's literally the LeBron of the music game.
Straight up, dude. But that's a good comparison.
But man, do we have some opinions about these albums?
We do.
Really strong. Like when albums drop, and we do a review about it. I feel like we have opinions, but they're not strong. We're not this could change in a month.
Yeah.
But these is
we did our due diligence on this one.
We really did.
Because we usually when something drops, if you couldn't tell, sometimes it'll be like Trippie Redd or some random artist who drops and we'll talk about it for like 10 minutes and just like say whatever. But it's always first impressions, and you can tell we didn't go crazy in depth on
exactly.
I'm trying to think of an example like Young Thug's album. We talked about that for a bit. That's like an example of something we listened to a couple times, talked about it, but we didn't like really like lock in.
We didn't study it.
Not really.
Yeah.
See, like we were hanging out like a few days ago, and we thought about doing this podcast, and we were like, we're not ready yet. We gotta keep listening, because it was like a day or two after Drake dropped, and we're like, we gotta let this sit a little bit more. Yeah, it's still pretty soon. Like our opinions still could very well change. Like
it could
in a month or 2 months or a year, whatever from now. But
like probably not. Like we're like I feel good about how I feel.
I do. At least
I'm confident. At least
half of the music we'll be talking about, I'm pretty confident on like how I will forever feel about it. But but I mean, now we've listened to him a good amount of times. We've let it sit for a bit. Like we're not just going off our first impressions anymore. We've actually like listened to these a few times through, figured out what we like, what we don't like about them. So that's kind of what we're going to be going over.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, we have pretty similar opinions at this point, but also different ones too. So it's not going to be like a full on, we're like arguing or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we have some strong opinions, like he said, about these projects. So
before we dive into that,
I'm
gonna turn Do Not Disturb on my phone because Cheyenne's she's off it too. She's gonna call me. I just know it.
Definitely.
She's literally FaceTiming me right now.
Are you serious?
Yes. It just popped up. Okay, that's cool. It's not gonna take our video away. Okay.
Hey, we're
chilling.
good.
We're big chilling.
We're big chilling right now. Anyways.
Anywho,
I figure before we get into the girth of this, right?
Yes.
I feel like we should at least, before we start talking our schmack about or our highlights about this, we should just kind of get into what some of our favorite tracks were.
Yes.
I think it's always nice to start on a good note, regardless of the music, right?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed tracks on both these projects.
I did too.
More than others, but I figure, I don't know. Let's start off with that. I mean, we'll start with Drake. What stuck out to you in Certified Lover Boy?
Certified Lover Boy. Tracks that stood out. The opening, Champagne Poetry.
On notes, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great if you could pull those up.
Yeah.
I really liked the instrumental, and I've just found this out today. I saw this on TikTok. You know the guy that did Tato? Masego or
the
whatever.
one where they're in that room with all the instruments.
Yeah, that guy.
Good song. Yeah.
Champagne Poetry was sampled from his song.
Oh, was it from that song?
Not that song, but one of his songs that he did like a live. Have you ever seen those live colors performances? Like I showed you the video of Denzel Curry doing that one live track, and then there's one of like Gunna and JID.
I think I know what you mean. Where it's
I'll show you later. Show me later. Yeah. But anyway, I was just throwing that out there. Like he sampled from a guy that's not super huge, and so that's kind of cool.
I didn't know that.
Great bars. To open the album, which I almost didn't like because I thought the album was gonna sound a lot different after listening to the opening. Because I listened to the opening, I was like, "Wow, this is gonna be
bars.
This is gonna be a deep ass project. There's gonna be bars. Is gonna be sick."
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 tracks in, I'm like, "Oh, all right. So this is just kind of another Drake album." Not to say that it sucked. I wouldn't say the album's trash.
Yeah.
But it could have been a lot better. And I was expecting the 3 PC drop Scary Hours. I was expecting stuff like that.
I liked that.
That was great. All 3 tracks. I
liked all 3
I
of those.
liked them.
Yeah.
Wants and Needs. That's one of my favorite tracks right now. That's what I was expecting. That's what I really wanted out of Drake, because I know he's capable of that, and he's darn good at that. He's darn good at that. Yeah. What else? The girls want girls. That lesbian bar was just weird.
Whack.
She said she's a lesbian girl. Me too. I mean,
come on, Drake, dude. Like that's like some.
He just did that he just did that to get attention.
That's the type of bar that like I don't know. That's the type of like joke that was probably funny 20 years ago or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're lesbian, me too.
Yeah.
Like Drake really sat down, wrote that down, and was like, "Yep, this is going in the track."
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I get why he did that.
Yeah.
But like, it's not necessary. And
No.
you're Drake. Like,
You're Drake. Yeah,
just step it up a little bit
yeah,
more.
dude. We expected more from you.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I guess I was saying we were supposed to. This is the part where we're highlighting the goods, and we're just ripping into them right
I
now.
know.
So we'll save a lot of that for a bit.
Yes. Okay.
But what are some other ones that you?
The other ones I like, I actually liked Fair Trade, the Travis Scott.
Yep.
I wasn't wild about Drake's part, but Travis, like, really, like, they switched the beat a little bit, and Travis was just like, yeah, he did his thing.
He sure did.
And I really liked it. Oddly enough, Way Too Sexy. I mess with it. I think it's a bop. It's not something I'm going to be listening to in a month probably. But like for now, it's got a different vibe to it. And I kind of like, it's like,
Yeah. It's got bounce.
And then, again, I do want to point out that the features kind of carried. I really liked Thug's verse at the end. It was just kind of like, it was like really discreet, really quiet. Like it wasn't like a standout verse, but like it was actually pretty fire. And then Future, he did his thing with the chorus, and I think he did another verse, and it sounded all right.
Yeah.
And Too Deep is definitely my favorite track from the project.
That was one of the best features, I think, from Future.
Yes, Feature from Future, a future feature that was featured lead the future of features.
See that? Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones too because I like the beat on it was nice. 'Cause
Yeah,
it has a nice switch, and you don't really know what the vibe is going into it, and then it kind of is like Life Is Good where it switches, and then you're like, oh, I know Future is gonna kill this, right? But then Drake comes in with like this sick flow, like he kind of does this thing with his voice, like it's just like I like Drake's approach on. I don't know about the first half was kind of boring to me. Second half though, I like the hook on it. I like the way Drake went into it, and I love Future's part. I always love a feature.
I always
feature on Drake.
Feature on Drake songs is just like it's almost a necessity at this point. Like
really
it's
is.
like not a necessity, but it's like you have to expect it because it's like they're just like the chemistry between the two is just unmatched.
For years, yeah.
Anything
else?
Knife Talk. I liked Knife Talk. 21 had a great verse. Drake, again, not quite what I thought he could have done. But I mean, he delivered all right, and the track itself is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it as far as tracks that I really I mean I liked 7 a.m. on Brittle Path, but it wasn't like
Didn't really like. Is it a playlist worthy song for you, or is it just kind of something you're just like, oh,
it's cool. I'm glad he did it. Oh, and the You Only Live Twice.
Yeah, I was about to say, you forgetting one?
I forgot one. I definitely forgot one. The best track on the project.
I agree. It's funny because literally, like, I took notes of all the tracks that stood out to me, and all of them you already said. So I feel like Champagne Poetry, Fair Trade, In Too Deep, You Only Live Twice. Honestly, those 4 songs are really the only ones I really like. There's a few other good ones. Like, I like the weird interlude track, Yeba's Heartbreak, but that didn't even have Drake in it. It was just a nice piano.
It was just a nice little piece to have in there.
It was just cool, but and I mean, it was all just like, I mean, there's okay songs like like I don't know, man. I guess like it was just kind of nothing really caught us off guard, and that's kind of the general opinion that most people have on it, right?
Yeah, nothing. No sicko mode. No wants and needs.
No.
Like, not that I would want him to do specifically those 2 tracks again, but like, there's like a level that he reached, and I feel like he didn't like. I don't know how to word this. Like, I feel like he didn't like really like try too hard on either of those tracks. Like maybe Sicko Mode, but like Wants and Needs, like it was just a good track. Like he just did his thing and he did it well. And he did Drake very well. And then of course Lil Baby killed that feature. Just like it's a great beat too. It's a really great beat too.
Yeah, overall good song.
How did you feel about the production on Certified Lover Boy? Like as far the highlights, like what we're talking about.
Okay, the production honestly I liked more than a lot of what was being spit over.
Oh yes.
You know, like production was pretty good. Like that's something you'll expect from a Drake project is at least like top notch production. I will say though, even then I still feel it's kind of lacking in some areas. Like I love the first track. I love when there's like vocal chops, like nice piano playing. Like I love that type of stuff. I'm not sure who was the main producer on it. I'm not sure how much OVO 40 was involved. I love his work though. He's great.
Yes.
But yeah, I wish it was a little bit. I don't know. It wasn't. I liked it, you know, but it wasn't anything that really stood out, you know.
Exactly.
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head though. It's like, oh, that beat was absolutely insane.
Yeah, none of them
but they were good.
They were like they got the job done.
Industry standard, dude.
Industry standard, and we'd been kind of saying this like early on when we first started listening to the album. Not a lot of variety as far as like even the like obviously like the bars. There's hardly any variety with what Drake speaks on this album.
He had some questionable lyrics in a lot of songs.
Yeah. But even the production, like as good as it just wasn't like super like not a lot of color in it. Like not a lot of very unlike Donda. Like,
which we will get into Donda.
We'll get
yeah, no, but you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like I wasn't expecting Drake to bring something new to the table, but I wanted it. Like he's been the crazy thing is he's 34 right now. When Kanye was 34, he just dropped My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like a revolutionary Kanye album right there. Like, and I know Drake's not Kanye and he's not trying to be Kanye. He's doing his own thing. Like Drake's on top of the game in terms of numbers. Like literally any track he touches will break the charts, right? Like it's crazy. He's more of like a pop star. Like he's kind of got the Michael Jackson thing going on. He's just huge, right?
I'm a pop star, not a doctor.
And literally, the song, he's literally a pop star. Like, he knows what the crowd wants. Like, he knows what'll get clicks, what'll get listens. And at this point in his career, he could drop garbage and it'll still go crazy. Which some of the songs in this album, case proven, right?
Yeah.
But like this album to me sounded like. I know it was Certified Lover Boy. I know from the get-go I should have expected a bunch of Pretty Boy Drake anthems. Like, that's kind of the vibe of it, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool, but I was still expecting, or not expecting, but I wanted a little bit more to it. Because, like, Views, like, More Life, like, even some Scorpion had a lot of... It's just, his sound hasn't changed in the past, like, 5 years to me.
It really hasn't.
It hardly has. Like, and I think it's progressively gotten worse. I still, like... A lot of people hated Scorpion. I didn't really like it either, but I still think I liked Scorpion more than this album.
Oh, yeah, I definitely did.
The highlights of it were so much better than the highlights of this one. Because this one to me, it doesn't seem like there's one signature hit that will be on the charts forever and that will be crazy on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Scorpion had like 3 of those, dude. Like, like that one, I don't know, man.
You're right. It was like he put more effort into Scorpion.
For real. And it's crazy because, like, this was delayed. We've been waiting for years. Like, I thought the fact that he delayed it when it's supposed to drop at the beginning of this year, like, that means it's going to be high quality. He's taking his time with it. Like, you see the track list leaked with all these features. You're like, oh, my gosh, it's going to be crazy. And it was such a letdown. Like, it just, he didn't, like, if you're a hardcore Drake fan and you love the Pretty Boy, you know, sound that he's been going for the past few years, then this is probably a great album for you because it's what you expected, like what you wanted, and you're probably vibing to it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, you know, like what you like, but it's just like I've never been like a crazy Drake fan, so I was just hoping like he would bring something. I know he's like Kanye's always trying something different.
Yes.
And Drake's not really like that. Like I said earlier, he's definitely his own artist compared to Kanye. He does something different goals, but he just like he didn't really branch out. It was a really safe project. Hi.
Hey.
We're doing a podcast right now.
Yeah, could you tell?
Leave.
Has it all gone out?
Yeah. Yeah.
All good. But it was like a very safe release for him. He didn't take any risks with it. Like,
no.
And some artists do take risks and it backfires. Some people try something new and it sounds horrible. But I think at this point Drake's gotten not in terms of like selling to the people, he doesn't really have anything to prove.
No.
In terms of like hip hop, in the hip hop community, he definitely still has more to prove in terms of like a rapper.
Yes.
But in terms of just an artist, like he doesn't really. So like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not just go for something?
Step
crazy?
out of your comfort zone.
Out. That's exactly what I'm.
How many number one albums have you had?
Yeah.
All of them.
And you know it's gonna sell, but like just try something different, man.
There's just a lack of creativity at this point.
Very much so.
And that's my biggest issue with the project. Is the
agree.
lack of creativity, the lack of variety, lack of effort. And that's not to say there wasn't any of that. Like I mean, you could tell. Like you get a Drake project, you get hours of work, you get what you get.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's just really up to like whether you really mess with Drake's sound or not.
Yeah.
Like, if you do, if you like what Drake has been putting out recently, then you're gonna love Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
But like, if you've like, I almost feel like since we've grown up with Drake, like we started listening to Drake like around when he started becoming relevant. Like
really huge.
Like
back we're in middle school and then he dropped like nothing was the same. Like, and there's hits on that. Like he's kind of an artist of our like generation growing up.
100%.
Right? So we've seen his highs, we've seen his lows, we've seen the different ways he's evolved, the ways he hasn't evolved.
Yeah.
Like as an artist.
We know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
And he's had some fantastic projects. If you're reading this, it's too late.
That's my opinion, his best one. Dude.
That's probably is his best. That was even like a mix. Was that a mixtape?
I don't know. Either way, it was gas.
Either way, like
yeah.
Like why couldn't we get something to that caliber
Everything
of
about
like
that one.
not only the mood, but just like we keep saying it, but like the effort.
The effort. He was hungry, dude.
He was hungry.
He wanted to feast on that album, dude. Like
and now
he's
just munching on his money at the top. Like
I'm like, nice. I respect your work. You got there, but like, this is where like musically you see a lot of like big artists. Like this is like the point in their career where like they either take that next step to find a way to improve their music or they decline. Drake's never gonna decline as like a individual or as like an icon. Like he's always gonna be huge.
Yeah.
But as an artist, I think this is not a good look.
Yeah.
I hope that he takes his criticism and bounces back next time. But I don't think that'll happen. I think he's got too many yes men in his crew who are probably gassing this up.
Yeah.
But
100%. 100%.
I don't know, man. But like example, like look at someone like Nas who started off his career so strong. He's like I'll preface this, such a different type of artist than Drake, I know, but look at how he kind of fell off for a while, had mediocre projects. Like his debut album was like considered his best one and it was hard, right?
Yes.
And then he had some flops. He still had good stuff, but like really fell off. And then look at him now, almost 50 years old, dropped King's Dead 2, I think. And that's a top 5 album of the year, maybe even top 3. Like excellent project, great rapping, like
great.
And he's
still trying.
Yeah,
he's like
he put in the effort.
He still wants it.
And he finally like he had some old school stuff, but he hit the new sound a bit, and he killed it. He's
embracing.
Yeah, he's embracing the change. He's evolving as an artist. Like we're seeing different sides of it. And I thought that was sick. Like great album.
Just a lot more respectable album. Too,
yeah, so much
compared
more
to Certified Lover Boy.
100%.
Like as much as I did want a Drake album, I didn't know I wanted a Nas album.
Yeah,
and then we got one, and it was great.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a review on it in a little bit. Like we didn't really talk about it too much.
No,
might have mentioned it, but like
I think it might have dropped in between this and our last episode. So I don't even know if.
I don't even know if it.
But
we haven't even.
Yeah. We might have to branch on that later or next episode or something. But it definitely is. It's worthy of talking about. Like it's a very damn good, impressive album, dude. But
I mean, given the circumstances, it's Nas. He's like an old man. Like he couldn't play in the NBA right now. Like that's how old he is. Drake could be in the NBA if he wanted, if he was that good. He's 34.
Yeah, he's.
I don't know why I'm using that as a comparison, but like you know what I'm saying. Like
he's got old knees, dude. Like
yeah, he's got old knees.
But see, just back to Drake, man. Like I don't know, man. It was just a Drake album. It's like everything you expected. And yeah. If this image doesn't sum it up for you.
And if you don't know what that is,
that's Drake's biggest fanboy. Great, like the biggest Drake yes man. I don't even think Drake likes him that much. DJ Academics, notorious for just hyping up everything Drake drops.
Mm-hmm.
This picture, he was live streaming on Twitch the night the album dropped and was listening to the album live for the first time. And you can see a clip at the beginning. He's hyping it up. He's like, this is better than Kendrick. This is the album of the year. My top 5 is Drake. And then like halfway through the album, the dude falls asleep listening to this album in his stream. And his chat's like freaking out. They're like, dude, wake up. They're all making fun of him.
First of all, who falls asleep on a live stream? Like, that's like his job. That's
literally
like how he makes a good chunk of his money.
Mm-hmm. Dude was snoring during the album. Dude, like that says everything. Your biggest fanboy who says you can do no wrong with your music fell asleep, dude. And then after he wakes up, proceeds to go on Twitter and just like hype it up. This album of the year. Like, it's just funny. But
that was...
It was probably...
I'm glad this happened.
One of the highlights of my year, dude, is Academics falling asleep. So funny, dude.
Who would have thought, too? Like...
Dude, yeah. I mean, I don't know what more to even say, like, about Certified Lover Boy. Like, in this, at the beginning when I said, like, I feel like my opinion is set on this music and it won't change, I was referring mostly to Certified Lover Boy. And that, like... Same, yeah. I listened to it, the best listen of it was the first time I listened to it, because it was new, and I'm like, I didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. Well, I did, but didn't, you know? Mm-hmm. And, like, I liked the first track, like, okay, this might be good. And then after re-listening to it, I thought maybe it'd grow on me, but if anything, it just made it decline. I just realized, like, it just seems so watered down, and so, like, I mean, everything we've said, just no effort, and no, you know?
I can confidently say this album is not going to age well.
No, I really don't think so. It just didn't hit like that. I don't know, man.
You're right. It just didn't hit.
It didn't hit.
It was like, the vibe was just kind of off. Like, he like blew this whole light-skinned fuckboy like aroma, like just way out of proportion.
To the point where it's just like, he could have done it in a subtle way and still killed it. Like, but it was just too, Drake, dude. Like, honestly, first listen, I was probably thinking this is like 5-6 out of 10. Now it's like hovering around a 4. Mm-hmm. That's my rating for it. Yeah. Good old 4.5 maybe. Maybe we can be in the middle. 4.5 out of 10.
Okay. I'm still thinking 6.5.
Okay.
I just dropped it another 0.2 from half an hour ago, but
it's declining. That's the point we're making. Like, it'll probably be
it's
2 or 3 by the end of the year.
0.2 in the last half an hour for me.
Somebody, a mathematician, do that rate, and we can find out at what point it'll hit 0 for Jackson.
It'll hit 0 in probably 2 days. Jeez, but I mean, like you said, it started. I even told you, like, 2 days after it dropped, I was like, this album's gas. Like, it's like an 8. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, okay, Jackson, you've listened to it a few times now. It's like, I don't know about that one. And especially comparing it to Donda.
Which I think is a great time to get into. Wait.
Oh.
That was our last Drake picture.
Yeah, that was
pretty good one.
That's a great picture.
No explanation needed.
Nope.
Now, I felt cool doing that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a nice little. It's a new thing for us to clip.
Yeah, this is
We're
sick.
gonna start.
Well, if you listen to this podcast, you know we are Kanye stans, and we're not like the over top ones who will say he's never released a bad project, or like I don't really think he's had a flop of a project, but we'll never like say every song he's ever dropped is the best ever.
Yeah,
Kanye's the greatest artist of all time. Right. He's the most, but
we definitely have a different appreciation for Kanye.
We love Kanye. I mean, I
think I say different appreciation twice an episode.
But you're not wrong. Like, he's one of those artists that, like, I don't even know where to get started. Donda.
Let me ask you this.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Was it better than you expected? Going into it.
Yes, 100%.
Me too.
150,000%. My expectations were not high. Like, I really, like, just strictly because like Kanye's a wild dude. If you didn't know, he's all over the place. I don't know, man. I don't know what state of mind he was in making this album. Whatever state of mind he's in usually influences his projects or whatever. Like, and he just didn't seem very put together the past, like going through a divorce, all this stuff. Like, he's had a crazy year, and then plus you factor in, pandemic, all this stuff. It affects people differently, right?
It's been a funky year for everyone.
Sure has been. So I didn't know what to expect. Like, and he just seemed kind of crazy at this point. I mean, as Kanye, he's kind of always been crazy, right? But
like a weird crazy.
Yeah.
Like, not like just like crazy like musicians are.
Yeah.
But like, okay, what's actually going on with Kanye?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's he really up to? What's Kanye really doing right now with this project? Come on!
Yeah, like, I didn't expect it to be so put together and so thought out. Like, I knew it'd be thought out, but I really thought it was just going to be like Kanye's off his rocker. He's going to do some wild stuff with his album.
Just
like,
trying to get
no
numbers.
disrespect.
But
but this album was it was very put together. For 27 tracks, like, you could call it, I'm sure some people thought that was too much. And even, like, some tracks are like, okay, maybe this didn't need to be here, whatever. But, like, honestly, for the most part, this is one of the first times I've ever seen an album of this size. I'm like, I actually like almost every track in it. And, like, it didn't feel like it was all filler and he just wanted to get a bunch of songs out there. It seemed like everyone was pretty thought out. And it was structured so well. And that's what caught me off guard the most is, like, I expected, like I said, I thought Kanye was just going to drop some random stuff. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what he was doing. Like, I didn't even know if the album was even going to be called Donda or not. I remember hearing rumors about it. I wasn't sure, like, what is he actually dropping this thing? Like, up until, like, right when he started doing the live shows of it, I didn't even know, like, he was even going to drop this year. I really thought it was all rumors. And you never know with him because this dude is notorious for never dropping his albums when he says he's going to.
Yes.
Case in point with this one, like, it got delayed, like, I don't know about you. I don't think you did, but I didn't listen to like any of the leaked stuff from his live shows.
Nothing.
So I didn't want to be spoiled. I wanted to hear it like in its full form.
We did that for you.
Yeah, for you, for the people who are listening to this right now, for Trap Nation.
Yep. And I've seen stuff for Utopia too, some unreleased Utopia, and I'm like, I ain't gonna do it.
Holding off, man. It's
ain't
hard.
Gonna happen.
It's hard, but we gotta have the good content, the live raw content.
Live raw content.
Yeah, but so yeah, it was supposed to drop like I think like 3 Fridays in a row, and then randomly dropped on like a Tuesday or something. I don't even remember when it dropped. Something I didn't know it came out like the day that it dropped until like halfway through. I came over. I was hanging out with you, and you're like, "Oh, Donda dropped." And I was like,
"Yeah,
what?"
It dropped in like at least here at like 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
is what I heard. Like I woke up and like I was checking it all night because I seeing on Twitter that it was supposed to drop. Like, okay, it's actually gonna drop this time. So I was like checking it, and I woke up and I was like, "Hey,
there it is,
Donda." So I was like,
"Yeah,
dope."
Yeah, dude, it's funny because like I saw it was such a big project, and my expectations still weren't that high. Like I listened to a couple tracks, but like it probably was like at least 2 or 3 days after it dropped that I really actually listened to it. Like so I've seen everybody talk about it, and I couldn't relate because I didn't know anything about it. But once I finally did, like, just sat down and just grinded through every song. Like,
well, it is an intimidating album.
It is.
Because you open it up, like, I opened it up and I was like, 27 tracks. Shit. It's going to take forever. It's an hour, how long is it? Hour and 48 minutes?
Yeah. And it doesn't list what songs have features, so you don't know what to expect.
It still doesn't.
Yeah, it still does not.
2 weeks later, it's still like...
Come on.
Still trying to figure out... Come on. Still trying to figure out...
baby!
Kanye, baby!
What's a guy got to do for a feature list? Come on!
But like, for real though,
literally, it's in the album cover is just a blank black screen, so you can't even like look at the cover and get a vibe of like, oh, what kind of album is this? I mean, you can never really tell with the Kanye album cover, anyways. But there's nothing. He doesn't give us anything to work with. Just 27 songs. You can see which ones are like starred, at least on Apple Music. So I know
not
what
even
the
on
popular
Spotify.
ones are. So
we
you're
don't
just
even
going
know.
to this like, dude, what? And I bet like if you didn't know there was features or anything like that, like if you were an absolute like living under a rock, like ever before the whole hype of this, and you listen to it the first time, you'd be so caught off guard hearing like Cardi on like 2 different songs, Jay-Z, Travis, the list goes on. Lil Yachty, dude, Griselda, Kid Cudi, Don Toliver.
Very impressive.
It's probably
feature
even like
list.
it kept going.
Oh my gosh,
kept going.
put Certified Lover Boy's features to shame.
Yeah,
I
and
would
it's funny
say.
because it had a lot of the same one. At least like
Yeah.
Cudi, Travis, Jay-Z, and I feel like maybe a couple more. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but they all performed way better on Donda.
It sounded like they wanted to be on
Yeah.
Donda. It sounded like they got
Literally.
paid to be on Certified Lover Boy, but they wanted to be on
Facts.
Donda.
Facts. Like, yeah, honestly, here, I guess it's a good time to get into some of the tracks that we like. Cause, like,
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I know there's even more. Like,
This is going to be a lot longer of a list than the
Yeah,
Certified
because
Lover Boy.
listen, these are like my 5 or 6 favorites, but it doesn't mean I don't like the rest of them. I just
Yes.
had to put together a list like 2 seconds before we started this
Yeah.
podcast, and I had to rush it out. But Remote Control is probably my favorite so far. The melody on it, the beat, everything about it. The Young Thug feature is insane. I love the part where they have that weird like vote. I don't know what you call it, like a weird vocal. You know that part where it's got like that weird. I'll show it to you after this.
Yes.
I don't even know. The beat, everything, and it pisses me off because Kid Cudi was on the original version of the song. We
You
listened to
showed
it
me that right
this,
before.
and it was amazing, but he's not on it right now. I don't know why. I've heard like Donkey. I've heard like Donda was still kind of rushed out, and there might be more changes to it, or maybe a deluxe. I don't know, because you could even see that he.
Kanye win the deluxe.
Kanye need my slap. I don't know. Maybe he'll update it, and Kid Cudi will be on the Remote Control. I don't know, but it's really disappointing
dope.
that wasn't on it. Even without him, though, still probably like my favorite song on the album.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
really
great.
like Keep My Spirit Alive, that with West Side Gun,
Mhm.
Conway the Machine. Like that one, I love both of those artists.
Yes.
And hearing them on a Kanye track, like kind of has like a gospel-y feel. That's kind of the general feel of the album. It's just really cool. It's just a different vibe, not what I expected at all.
Yep.
But they killed it. It's kind of the first half of the album is like very more feature heavy than the second half, and it's kind of like, and then like halfway, I would say like roughly halfway through, or at least like the last 10 tracks, kind of go in this more like very like not even instrumental based, but like kind of they go for like more of like a
Really spiritual.
like or gospel-y vibe with like the organs. Like the
Yeah.
tracks are more like kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for. The beginning, there's some hard ones, like
Yeah.
the features are going in, like
It really
then-
is like a new generation of gospel music.
yeah,
Like it's literally if gospel music was invented in 2021.
straight up.
It's like
Yeah,
that's the best
production's
way I can
crazy.
put it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But yeah, it kind of tones out, and then the end of the album is just kind of like it's structured so well. Like I said, I still can't really think of the word I'm looking for to describe it. But like yeah, I love a lot of the songs in the second half. I liked a lot. Jesus Lord, that one was nice. No Child Left Behind.
No
Moon with that beautiful Don Toliver and Kid Cudi collab.
Okay, I just want to say Don Toliver is growing into such
He is.
an awesome and unique artist.
He really
Like
is.
he started off strong, like he's just like he keeps getting better.
He's
Like,
evolving,
he
yeah.
keeps like he's got like a funky voice.
he does.
And like he needs a specific track to like sound really good on, but like I feel like the more music that he puts out, the more flexible he is with his
Yeah.
instrumentals. Like the more different styles he
he's
can
becoming
hit.
more versatile as an artist. You can see the growth, like
Yes.
from like his tracks that blew him up, all of that, like that same flow we always joke about.
Yeah.
You were all my friends. Like that's no. He's literally like he's changed his sound. Like not really his sounds changed, but just his ability to spit.
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
more versatile now. And
Yeah.
like hearing him on a song like that, it was just beautiful. Like
Mm-hmm.
his voice definitely is interesting. Nothing like I've
yeah.
ever heard, but like it's cool hearing him on a Kanye West.
It's really
track, you
cool.
know?
And I think
Yeah, go ahead.
that a big part of it is the longer he's been around,
Right.
like the more artists are gonna hear him and they're gonna
Yeah.
make stuff kind of tailored to his
True.
like it's almost like a nasally voice almost.
very
It's
nasally,
kind of
yeah.
like I don't know. When I want to sound like Don Toliver, I just kind of like choke my throat, plug my nose, and it's like it's Don Toliver, but
It's
like
it sounds like if Travis Scott had COVID, dude. He goes
yeah.
to the booth and starts recording. Like he's got that nasally, nice auto-tune voice.
It's like
but
if Travis Scott got kicked in the nuts, and it's just like
yeah. But I like it. And he did his thing on this. And Kid Cudi, no, I feel like you don't even have to even talk about it. Just listen to the song and you just got that beautiful Kid Cudi voice. Pretty much all there is to be said. Yep. I really liked, of course, like Off the Grid, one of the biggest ones. That one was so cool because that's probably this track I like least expected. Like one that has, well, Playboy Cardi already caught me off guard. I know Kanye like was executive producer on Whole Lotta Red, so I knew they had that connection, but still wasn't expecting to hear, because Cardi's like, he's almost kind of like Kanye, that you don't know what he's up to and you don't know like, does he even do features anymore? Like, what is he?
It's hard to expect something from him.
Yeah, exactly. So hearing him on not one but two songs.
And
Off the Grid, where it just switches to a drill beat halfway through, and then you got Fabio Foreign just coming in, spit on it like that. I was not expecting at all. That was a wild song.
I think that's my favorite song.
Yeah,
I think
it's hard.
It might. Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't know if I even have a favorite track yet, because there's like 3 or 4 that could be my favorite right now. And that just goes to say like how much like the album is just, it's grown on me.
Yeah.
Like when I first listened through it, it was kind of hard to like listen all the way through it, because I mean I went on a bike ride and I was like, all right, we're just gonna. It was at like 2:00 in the morning after I got off of work. I was like, okay, it's quiet, no one's out, it's cold. I've got my headphones in, I'm going for a bike ride, and I was like, it was cool, and it was like, it was weird, and it was like,
like what?
I was like, what is this? Like, what's the point of this album? And then like, but it's one of those where you can't listen to it one time and make an opinion.
Opposite of Drake.
It's exactly, yeah. And so the more I listened to it, like I said before we even started, the more I listened to it, like just the more stuff you pick out from each track. Oh my gosh, like he used 4 different organs in one of these tracks. Like, who does that? Kanye does that. And I guess to branch off that, what we were talking about with Drake is like his past like 3, at least in my opinion, past 3 albums have all sounded like they're in the same category of Drake. This Kanye album is just like, it's got elements of stuff he's dropped before. Yes.
I think for me, it's like Jesus is King wasn't probably my least favorite Kanye album, honestly. And this album took like, kind of like that spiritual gospel-y element of it, but actually like branched out more with it, had good features, and actually nailed down the production. And he nailed down like the way he approaches rapping on it. It's just like took everything that flopped in his last album and made it good in this one. Like, and then you hear elements of Life of Pablo in it in the production. Hell, even like some 808s and Heartbreaks, Graduation vibes a bit. Like
some Yeezus in there.
Definitely some Yeezus. Like you can just hear, like, I love how Kanye, he always approaches his albums so differently. Like none of them are the same or even close, but they all still kind of have correlation.
There's still like that Kanye, like, this is wild, but I mess with it.
Yeah. Like you could tell, like, oh, this is, like you can see the elements of some of his other stuff, but it's not like a carbon copy. It's more just like inspiration from different projects, but then it's still so new. Like I really think he's kind of starting, like, this is the sound of Donda is like unlike anything I've heard. Like,
yes,
I really think like he's probably starting a wave of different types of production right now. Like it's just so well done.
He's got to be. There's got to be a new wave of like new gospel music. Like I'm like, not from like any particular artist. Like if anyone who's relevant right now, that's gonna drop a gospel album that I would expect, I would say either Kid Cudi or Travis. Even though they're not like super spiritual dudes, like
they still could.
They could hit that sound so well, especially Cudi. He could hit that just like that, just those, like the organs, the dark authentic drums,
and like it just all sounds so authentic and like real. And that's like one of the biggest things about Kid Cudi's music. Man on the Moon 2, like just those 2 albums.
Man on the Moon 3.
Yeah, Man on the Moon 3. Literally all of those and his other ones. Like you can just, especially the first one, you can just hear how like he's rapping from the heart, man. Like
yes.
And not even really rapping, more just singing. Like
he's one of the most soulful rappers we have today.
Which is why he killed this Donda sound. But
yes,
it's just it's so. I mean, dude, even me and you last time we linked up, we made like 2 or 3 different beats that are very like Donda inspired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play one of them in the outro because they're kind of gas.
Oh, we will. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just crazy. Like it really blew me away. Like I was not.
Yes.
My expectations weren't that high with Kanye.
Yeah.
And that, I apologize. As calling myself a Kanye fan, I shouldn't have been expecting something.
No,
like
that's
that,
it's fair because like his last 2 albums like
they're
didn't really give you much
Yeah.
hope for the future.
No.
I mean like
they were. I mean, relative to other artists, like good music, but for Kanye, it's like
yeah.
especially after dropping such a strong album in Life of Pablo, and then
Mm-hmm.
going from that to Ye, which was Ye was good, but it's bottom tier Kanye in my opinion.
Yes, of course.
But then randomly Kid See Ghost is amazing. But
Yeah, that
that's
was just
diff-
kinda
that's
like-
just such a different. That's like it's a different genre right there. I don't even know how.
I almost feel like Kid Cudi and Kanye should be like considered one artist,
Yeah.
like just kind of separately.
That's
like
yeah, exactly. That's I guess that's why they're called Kid See Ghost because that's their artist name too.
really?
Yeah, the album's called Kid See Ghost, but it's all the artist is also listed Kid See Ghost. So like you wouldn't know that it's them based off like the title.
Oh, so if you like never heard either of them before, it was
Yeah,
like
that's like their duo name too, I guess, or like the
I didn't-
artist. Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
I'm like pretty sure.
The more you know.
Fact check that, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so
I learned something new every single podcast from you. This is awesome.
No, but yeah, we'll have to talk about just them as a duo in another one because
Yeah.
they're wild, and I hope they drop more. But
Yes.
it's just Kanye's evolved so well as an artist. He's in his 40s now, and he's still going strong. And I have no clue what he's gonna do next, but I know it's gonna be crazy. That's one thing for sure. Good or bad, it's gonna be wild.
It is going to be wild.
It's gonna be entertaining.
It's going to be difficult for him to
Yeah, where does he go from here, man?
because like at this like before Jesus is King,
Yeah.
before Donda, I would
Yeah.
say Kanye's done everything that he could do as far as versatility, creativity, trying new things.
Yeah.
Because you go from Graduation to 808 to
Yeezus,
Yeezus, like who, and then Life of Pablo, like you never know what you were gonna get, and then he drops just a straight up gospel album, and then he drops Donda, which is
It's got elements of it, but it's not
It's just-
strictly that. Yeah.
it really is a compilation of like
Yeah.
everything he's done correctly.
Yeah, that's such a good way to put it.
Like
Fact.
that's just really how I feel about it. That's why it's
Yeah.
eons better than Certified Lover Boy.
They're not even comparable. I'm sorry. Like I respect Drake's work and he's made good stuff.
Yes.
And this is not me just hating on him, but you cannot compare these albums in the
No.
slightest. It's not even close. There's nothing you could say or do to convince. Like if you enjoy it more, that's fine. If you
Yeah,
enjoy
that's
it,
up to
listen
you.
to it.
That's straight up up to you, and I won't
music's
bash you for it.
Subjective, right? So
Yeah.
enjoy what you want.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you can't look at this track for track and really compare it. In my opinion, I just don't think you can.
That's what I wanted to do originally.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to do like first track versus first track versus second track versus second track. Like
Yeah.
that's just not something you can do.
No.
We could try,
No.
but it's not. It's gonna be okay. This is what I didn't like about Certified Lover Boy, but Donda did this so damn
much
well.
better, dude.
It's like you can't
No.
compare them like that.
You just
They're
can't. They're going for different vibes too. Like
Yeah.
they're their own artists, whatever. But
yeah.
you know,
But the two top dogs.
yeah,
Like arguably the two most accomplished, relevant, current people
Yeah.
putting music out,
yeah.
putting rap music out.
Rap music, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you just
Nah, man. Like
it's just not it.
so far, Donda, I would say album of the year for me so far.
100%.
And
Yep.
honestly, like I would rank there'd be several albums I'd still put over Drake's. Like I would put Nas, I would put J. Cole, I was thinking about this the other day.
Ooh.
This one's kind of crazy. I would still put Trippie Redd's album over Drake. I enjoyed Trip at Night more than Certified Lover.
Really?
Yeah, that one's like a solid 6 for me. I like that. I like it.
Wow.
It's decent, but it's not like nothing's really playlist worthy or anything I'm gonna be listening to like in a year. But
Yeah.
I was like, I enjoyed
That's
it
fair.
more. Maybe Drake's is probably more like well rounded, but I was like that one. Isaiah Rashad's album I like more.
Mm-hmm. Baby Keem just dropped a
Baby Keem.
pretty sexy little album.
Oh, love Baby Keem. I mean, dude, he's been yeah. Do we have anything more to really cover on this Donda Drake thing? Like, I guess we.
I mean,
Because we got other music stuff we can branch into too, but it's just like
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just like I guess we can leave it here. What do you expect for both of these two artists, right? We'll start with Drake. What do you expect he does from this point on musically? What do you expect he goes for? Do you think he switches things up? Do you think he takes the criticism he's received? Or do you think he just stays Drake?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to stay Drake as much as he can.
Yeah.
He's not going to go in a totally different direction by any means. Like, he just, that's just not in him.
Nah.
But I do think his next project will be a lot better than Certified Lover Boy, just because of, like, how he received this one, I'm assuming. I really don't know what everyone's been telling him as far as, like, how good they think it sounds, but, like...
If he goes on Instagram or online, he's going to have to know.
He would have to know.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, usually when Drake drops an album, it's talked about for at least a month, nonstop, and there's at least 3 or 4 tracks that, like, you can't go a day without hearing.
Yeah.
But I think... I do think his next project is going to be a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to be something like totally crazy, like totally different. Like I just don't see Drake stepping out of his comfort zone anytime soon. Unlike Kanye.
Yeah. Facts. I bet you it'll be like, you know, Eminem dropped that horrible album like Revival a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like his worst one. Everybody was absolutely destroying it.
Yeah.
And then since then, his projects have been better than that, but still not great. And I think it's kind of similar to Drake. I think I don't think you can go much worse than this if he actually puts in a little bit more effort. But
no.
But it also wouldn't shock me if he did. But
I think people are just kind of getting tired of Drake because, like,
it's like, okay,
you know what you're gonna get.
You do
with Drake.
You do.
And you might get surprised a little bit with something like Scary Hours. You might get a really saucy Rick Ross verse. But, like,
Rick.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It's about all you get out of him.
You just look
these
forward
days.
to, all you do is look forward to the future and the Rick Ross future.
Yeah, literally, I was going to say, you look forward to the year in future do something. Maybe Lil Baby might show out.
Yeah.
Put 110% effort into something that might...
Oh, yeah.
Might turn out all right.
Just thought about this here. If I'm Drake, what I do next is I take the criticism. I'm like, okay, I accept it. And then I call Future. And I say, let's get in. Let's make What a Time to Be Alive 2.
My mind went straight to that right when you said that.
Yeah, man. You just dropped an all-time low for you, if anything. Mm-hmm. Hit up your boy and run that back.
That would do so well. It'd be gas too.
It would be crazy, yeah.
Plus, they'd get Travis on a track or two. Yeah. They'd get Don Toliver.
Metro would produce at least half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That would be
would be insane.
That would be Drake's best next move. Mm-hmm. Is a project with Future.
And you know it'd be at least like a little bit different because like back when they dropped the first one, that was like really heavily around like it dropped in 2015, so of course it's going to have that 2015 trap sound to it. This would be a 2021 2022 trap sounding album with them, which is crazy different. You might see Playboy Cardi on there for all we know, like
you never even know.
You might hear Future rapping like Playboy Cardi, which I probably wouldn't want to hear, but literally. But that's what I do if I'm him, like be like, okay, I gotta drop some heat. People have been waiting for it for 5 years, and I think it's been rumored to be a thing. That's what I would do. And then, did he drop If You're Reading This, It's Too Late before or after What a Time to Be Alive? I'm trying to think.
Before.
Okay, never mind. Well, if it was after, I was about to say, well, he ends on a strong note with Future and then drops a fire album. But still, I still think that could happen. Like,
okay, imagine this.
Okay.
Imagine this.
Yeah.
He waited for Kanye to drop.
Mm-hmm.
What if he waits for a J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar album?
Oh, yeah.
And then he drops one with Future next summer.
That would be the craziest summer of all time.
It ain't gonna happen, though.
No, it'll never happen.
I lost hope like 2 years ago.
I do not believe
we were literally... I remember so vividly, sophomore year, we were in geometry class and we were talking about a J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar album that should be dropping soon.
We were like
that was
15.
in 2015.
Literally, we were children. Yeah. And since then, I think like the only news about it was like, I think is Absol, that one rapper, saying that like it was rumored to happen, and then it's not going. No, actually, no. Scratch that. I think he talked about it was in the works, and then the latest news we got was like J. Cole like 2 years ago saying it'll never happen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
He's like, oh, we made some stuff back in like 2012, and that's it. Like, but shut up, 2K.
You got an email from 2K?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. That's what I do if I'm Drake.
Yeah.
But Kanye, I don't even know what he does at this point. He could retire, dude. But I think.
Okay, do you think we'll get another explicit album from Kanye?
Oh.
Because the last two have been squeaky clean.
I hope, because I heard he scratched a lot of features just because they were. I think I heard the Andre 3000. Okay.
Oh.
I have to touch on Drake released the best song, one of the best songs of the year, and by that I mean he went on. What was that? The timing of that was so funny, dude. So after he dropped Certified Lover Boy, the same night he goes on like some radio thing.
Sirius XM.
I don't even know. And then he got his hands on an unreleased track by Andre 3000 of Outkast and Kanye. And it was kind of a diss track at Drake, at least Kanye's part, not Andre's at all, but Kanye's part was taking shots at Drake. Mm-hmm. And it was one of the best songs of the year, in my opinion. Like, especially, it's mostly Andre 3000 drops just such a beautiful verse. Like, listen to it. I think it's called Life of the Party. It's searched on YouTube because it's not released officially. But Drake somehow got his hands on it and he leaked it as kind of like I think from his perspective it's supposed to be like a power play type thing where it's like Kanye was probably waiting to drop this on me, but I got it before him. I'm putting it out there. Yeah. I think that's my guess. I don't know why else he'd do it because it washes pretty much everything on his album, like just the Andre verse. But but I'm really thankful he dropped it because it's a wonderful track, and I hope it officially drops. But I feel bad because like Andre 3000 kind of got mixed in between this beef, and you could tell by his verse he didn't know it was going to be a Drake like diss track. Like he just went in, he had like these beautiful bars about like Donda, about like the parallels between him losing his mom. Like it's just a really beautiful verse, like, and I feel like it's worth talking about. But and then the poor guy was like talking about how like I want to work with Drake too, like I didn't want to like, so he's kind of caught in the middle of it. But
I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah,
this would have been a great comeback for him too.
Mm-hmm. And he's one of the best MCs of all time. Like he's got some of the craziest bars of all time. And I'm not educated on Outkast enough. Me neither. I need to go back and listen because like Andre 3000's got to be one of the most respected rappers. Like he's insane. But as for back to what we think Kanye will do, will it be explicit? Yeah, that's what we were talking. Because I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons that was cut too is because I think Andre was swearing it or something. But
yeah, but you can even hear on Donda. There's like a lot of like
blur out.
They took out the cuss words, which I don't have any problem with at all.
Yeah,
because I think it's really, honestly, I think it's really dope that Kanye's taking that step.
It's cool
towards really like clean music that anyone can listen to.
Oh yeah, it'll be at a lot of like DCS basketball warm-ups, dude.
Yeah. 10 years ago, you know, I mean, look, we came from the Christian school, so it's like we weren't really like listening to Kanye. Like you weren't hearing it playing in the halls.
Oh yeah.
We weren't listening to it on the radio on the way to school. We were listening to 104.1 The Fish. And so it's like, so dude, funny. Straight up.
No, you're not wrong.
Something from Donda could be played on 104.1 The Fish.
Yeah, like No Child Left Behind or something.
Yeah.
No, it's.
So I'm just like,
cool.
I think it's dope. I think it's new. It's fresh. It's. I don't know. I just respect it a lot.
It's a cool move. You don't see a lot of people doing it.
No.
Like that being said, like I kind of hope to see an explicit project by him at some point because I like hearing like the authenticity.
Yes,
of it.
yeah.
So you look back at like some just raw Kanye tracks where he's just saying whatever's on his mind. And also, if it's true that that's prevented some features, which I don't think is I think it's like 50-50 on that because, like you said, there are times where you can tell somebody was swearing, they just kind of bleeped it out.
Even Kanye sometimes, he bleeped himself out.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was also about to say in that Andre track, Kanye was cussing too, so it wasn't just Andre. I don't know. I don't even know if that was ever supposed to be on Donda or not, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly, from this point, I probably don't honestly think he does. 'Cause I don't know if he's gonna drop. I don't think he's gonna drop a lot more albums from this.
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna be involved in music a lot, but I think it's gonna be kind of like in 2018 before he dropped Kids See Ghosts and Ye. He was producing for Pusha T, like all these artists. I really think he's gonna be involved. I think he's gonna be featured on Utopia by Travis at least one time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to produce at least. Or be involved in the production on Utopia on at least like 2 or 3 tracks. My predictions right here.
Yes.
I think he'll be involved. I think same with Kid Cudi. If Kid Cudi drops, or maybe I'm convinced at some point. So J. Cole and Kendrick isn't really realistic.
Kid Cudi's dropping an album next year.
Oh really? Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, that's fire. But a realistic duo would be another Kid Cudi and Kanye album, and or a Kid Cudi Travis album, which has also been rumored. Or maybe some sort of trio thing. At the very least, I expect them to be... Yeah, that would be the best album of all time. I'm just throwing that out there. But I expect them to at least be related in the music industry in terms of, at least at the very least, like production credits or writing for each other.
Yes.
At the very least. So I expect that's... Kanye probably... I don't think he'll drop for a couple more years. That's my prediction. But I do think he'll feature on a lot of stuff. He'll produce for a lot of stuff. And he might... And by drop, I mean like a solo album or whatever. Like a... But I wouldn't be shocked if there's a collaborative project between him and one of those guys.
Yes.
So I think, but from this point, Kanye, I feel like he truly doesn't have anything more to prove. Like,
No, he
he
doesn't.
He's got so many classics. I mean, just you can look at his like first 3 albums, and he could have just retired then and still been regarded as an all-time great. Like
Honestly.
But he's kept going for literally like 20 years almost. Like, and he's dropped so many different things. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, you can tell what type of person somebody is based off of their favorite Kanye album, because it could be so different for
You're
everybody.
so right.
There's literally like, there's no judgment, because like everybody's got different opinions on it.
Yeah.
But like you'll find people who love like Late Registration or something like that. Like a slept on album by him.
Yeah.
Also by the way.
100%.
But yeah, it's just that's just an example. But like
They're all just so cool in their own way.
They
because
are.
They're so different.
They're so unique and so different. They're all so like revolutionary to like. I know I was saying we're not gonna hype up Kanye too much, but you could really see his inspiration in modern music.
Yes.
From the stuff he was dropping 10, 15 years ago. You really can. 808s and Heartbreaks, Yeezus, Graduation. Those 3 albums, I think you can strip the sounds from them and apply it to so much modern music.
Yeah.
And especially in terms of experimenting in music. Like, it's just, he's insane, man. I don't know what he does from this point, but I was about to say, he's proved himself. I don't think he could stop right now and he'll be a great. He could have stopped 10 years ago. He'd be considered an all-time great. Like, I don't know. He can do whatever he wants.
Could you say the same about Drake?
Yes and no. About Drake, you can say yes in terms of as an overall artist. Yeah, because I mean, look, he's the most famous like person in the world, dude. Like,
that's true.
Certified Lover Boy, every single track is, at least on Apple Music, I don't know if it still is, all 21 tracks with the 1 through 21 on top charts. Like, Drake is the biggest artist in the world. Anything he drops will go crazy. He knows he gets numbers. He knows how to make catchy songs, right? In that regard, he has nothing to prove at all. Like, he could have stopped a few years ago. But in terms of the hip-hop side and earning the respect in the hip-hop community, I think he has a lot to prove.
Yes.
And I can't really speak because I'm not, like, I'm still not that educated on, like, what, I don't know. But I think, like, he needs to come back with some bangers. Like, he needs to get some bars, dude. Like, he needs, you know what I'm saying? I think he has and I think Kanye even, like, Kanye's not, people, when they're thinking of him as an artist, are not necessarily thinking about his rapping. His rapping ability is really good, but it's not like Andre 3000, Nas level, not even close, or even Jay-Z. It's not, they're on a whole different tier, but he's makes up for it in his ability to create a sound, like, and produce, right?
You're right.
And he combines that with, at the bare minimum, just like entry-level good bars and good feels to his lyrics. And I think, like, Drake's got good lyrics before, but, like, it's not even just about being a lyrical rapper. Like, I don't really care about that, but I still think Drake I think he still has a lot to prove in terms of, like, earning respect as, like, an all-time great rapper.
Yes.
Like, you can list Drake as one of the best artists of all time in terms of, like, numbers, or even just one of your favorites. That's fine. But, like, if you're looking at strictly at just, like, his influence on hip-hop, which he has had a lot of influence on, like, modern
No, I know what you're saying,
stuff,
though.
but overall, like, he's not going to be in the Jay-Z conversation, not going to be in the Biggie, Tupac, even like Eminem, like
Yeah.
you can
No,
see Eminem's influence with a lot
Eminem
of these
has
new
had
guys.
a larger impact on hip hop
Yeah.
than Drake has.
Yes, and you got all sorts of, you got the NFs, the all sorts of whack.
You got a lot of M&Ms these days.
You got a lot of Eminems, a lot of lyrical, spiritual, miracle,
Bars.
cars. Mumble
know.
rap sucks. Yeah, I still think Drake's got a lot to do in that regard, but like I said, as just making good, feel good, catchy, good music. I said good like 8 times there. Good
music.
No, he doesn't. He's got all the money in the world. He can sit down and never drop anything again. He'll still be richer than every rapper. And he'll be well respected among like a lot of artists still. But I think it's specifically in like the hip hop section, I think that's where he's got to do it. And I don't think Kanye has to as much because he's, like I said, he's still not on like the Jay-Z tier in terms of writing and stuff. But he's more than made up for it with like his other impacts on music. You know?
Yeah,
That's my
exactly
opinion.
what you're saying. Yep, that's how I feel about it too.
And I really hope Drake like proves us wrong. Like I hope he does something crazy.
Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong, buddy.
Prove us wrong.
We don't want to be like this.
No.
We want to be like this.
Yeah, that's how
Happy,
we want to
dude.
be.
And bang.
Bam!
Also, I was also about to say we're like low-key wearing like the same outfits. I'm wearing the same sweatshirt. You kind of got that long sleeve and you got the chain. You
Oh,
still have
yeah.
the hat, but pretty
I know.
crazy.
I
It's
know
pretty
it.
much- yeah, wild, dude.
Damn.
Okay, actually, before
Oh no, you're right. Oh, this is what you're talking.
I was
Yeah.
talking about- Were you talking? You think I was talking about this?
I thought we were like you're literally like we had the same outfit on. I was like, oh, I was like, you don't have a hat on. But yes.
Yes, that
yeah.
one.
I mean, yeah, that was.
But okay, I did want to talk about.
Yes.
I guess I was gonna say, we still got like potentially Utopia
Mhm.
and a Kendrick album dropping,
Yes.
and I know we don't have a lot with Kendrick. All we have to work with is his features on Baby Keem, which have been like, you can tell. Like I know those are not gonna represent at all what he's gonna do in his album because to me it sounds like Baby Keem's his younger cousin. It sounds like he's pulling up to the studio, maybe a bit faded, and he's just rapping random.
Perhaps a
random
bit
stuff.
faded.
You know, you can tell he's just having a lot of fun with it, with his weird brother, like his weird like southern accent.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning.
Yeah, top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
That was the-
Top of the morning.
No, he was funny as hell in that track, but that's like he's goofing around. Like you can just tell. by his
New
demeanor.
boot goofing.
But shoot, I don't know what to expect.
Yep.
But here I'll say this: we've had this question. We've talked about this a few times in previous episodes, but do you think the album of the year is out yet? So far it's Donda, but I'm talking about when the year is done, will Donda still be the album of the year? And that's where kind of Travis and Kendrick come into play. Do you think they will drop albums better than Donda?
That is so hard to say.
Because it'll probably be to the point where it'll be so debated, you can't have an objective answer on it, but like...
Yeah.
But
I think
go ahead.
yeah, I think we're gonna have a really hard time
Yeah.
putting Utopia over Donda and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
Close, yeah.
unless Mike Dean and Travis have just been like
In the lab.
in the lab, like just
Yeah.
making the sound.
Throw some Wonder Girl in there, maybe some Metro, like
It
hard. That I know for a fact that I have a feeling like for me, I don't think the album of the year is out yet. I think if Utopia drops this year, I think it'll be my favorite. Maybe even more than the Kendrick one, just because like Travis Scott's sound is just like so insane, and I know it's gonna be something. I've heard he's trying so much new, like producing a lot of his own stuff. I heard he's going for a new sound, like definitely the Kanye influence, like.
oh yeah.
But if it is what's supposedly cracked up to be, I think it might be able to take that spot. But it'll be very debated still. It's never
Yes.
gonna be a for sure thing.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward more to Utopia than a Kendrick album. But that's not to say I don't want a Kendrick
it has
album.
nothing to do with like disrespecting Kendrick by any means. It's just like it's more. I just prefer like Kendrick is miles above like any rapper out right now in terms of like ability, like any mainstream rapper. Like Travis Scott bars compared to Kendrick is not comparable, right? But like
Yeah.
But in terms of music and like sound and enjoyment, I would agree. I think I'm more looking forward to like a Travis album than a Kendrick one. But I thing with Kendrick though is I have no idea what to expect with him either. Like he could very well just do something crazy that might just top every other album, and it won't be close. Like,
You never know.
so I'm not counting him out by any
Yes.
means. I'm banking on Travis though.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
It's so hard for me to say that. I don't know if it's gonna be the album of the year or not, but I can't give you an answer, to be honest. I can't.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
kind of a
tell
bad
you if it's
question,
dropped or
honestly.
not. That's like no, it's a great question because Donda was like that album that like it really could be. Like of all of them that have dropped, it really could be.
Yeah.
And Travis could flop. Like
Yeah, it could
he
flop.
has the ability to flop. Like
He does.
like Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight or whatever that was called.
Yeah,
I mean, it
it was
wasn't
okay, but it wasn't.
It took me to listen through it like 12 times at George Fox to like really like, okay, that's what he was going for.
Mm-hmm.
I like it now.
But it doesn't compare to Rodeo. Or
It doesn't
even
compare to
Astroworld.
Rodeo. No. Even Days Before Rodeo,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
prefer over that.
Yeah.
Um,
So he definitely might have a flop in him. We don't know, and especially if he's trying a new sound, then it very well could backfire. Like I was saying earlier, for some artists it might backfire, but I think it's worth it for him
oh, it's 100%
to
worth
go
it.
for that instead of doing the Drake and dropping another Astroworld. Like
Yeah.
which I would love another Astroworld. And that's probably how a lot of Drake fans feel about Certified Lover Boy. They're like, I love Views, I love Scorpion, all that. So I like this album, but
Yeah.
but I hope he I hope he tries something new. That's pretty much like the gist of this podcast. Is
Yeah.
branch out,
Yes.
be creative,
Yes.
don't stick to the norm,
No.
get out of your comfort zone. Don't be Drake.
Don't be
Don't be
that guy.
Don't be that guy. Be that guy.
That guy. We don't want to be like that guy.
Nope, we don't want to be sleeping. We want to be like,
Can I interrupt you for a minute?
I guess.
I'm going out tonight with Daly. Do you want to drop me off at her house before you go to work?
Sure.
We're going with Adri and then Adri's fiance Chase.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, don't
don't be
that guy.
Don't be that guy. Be
These guys. Be these guys.
I will. I think that's a good podcast right there.
I think it's
that's
a
a good
great
place to wrap
podcast.
it up. But
Yeah.
every single time we finish, we'll be like, yeah, we got exciting stuff coming, and we kind of fall off for a bit and don't post for a while. So I can't guarantee it. I'm not gonna get anybody's hopes up and say, yeah, we're dropping twice a week from now on.
Yeah, I
But
know.
I will
That's
say
definitely not gonna happen.
there's gonna be some good music soon. Some more music. We got NBA coming back. Like
NBA coming back in like 23, 24 days.
yeah, so we got content to talk about. Like so,
Mhm.
and I know there's gonna be some good stuff in there. And then our anniversary
Yes.
episode, we're aiming for 27.
Yes.
That's gonna be fire.
That's gonna be so fire.
It's gonna be sick. So
I don't even know what we're gonna do,
Yeah, what?
but it's
what
gonna be.
should we do?
We're gonna incorporate.
We gotta
our
plan this out.
Our music a little bit.
Oh,
So that
should we make a
will-
live song? Can you imagine that?
What if we just? What if we just released an album instead of episode 27? It's just an album, and people think it's a podcast because it's like 38 minutes long.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, what's this?
And it's just all
It's just
wild
8
music,
tracks
dude.
of just.
hit you in the gut.
Shake your booty, mom.
If you know, you know. You probably don't know, but.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening.
thanks for
If you made
listening.
it this far, shout out to Sam. I
Shout out
guess.
Sam.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed.
See ya.
Goodbye.